The Bible says that if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sins and heal their communities. I want to stand here tonight and declare to the good people of the 2nd District, but to all of the people in these Virgin Islands, I want to stand here tonight and say to you, above all else, that we as a people must return to God. We as a people have gone too far and strayed too far away from the Almighty God, Jehovah himself. Yes, there are a lot of socioeconomic and political challenges in our territory. But I want to stand here tonight and tell you, even after we have fixed the economic problems, even after we have addressed the political challenges, if we as a people do not return to God, we are still doomed unto damnation. But I believe I'm talking to the right crowd tonight. I said, I believe I'm talking to the right crowd tonight. I believe that I have some men and women of God who are sitting before me and listen all across this territory, who have heard the voice of God telling us one and telling us all to come back home. So I want to ask you a question. Are you ready tonight to come back to God? I have shared with you before that I am not a politician. I am above all else a man of God. I am not a perfect servant, but I am offering myself as a public servant. I believe in the vision that I have of God and the vision in turn that God has given me, as I have shared with you and listened to you regarding this 2nd District and our territory at large. And that's what we have come tonight, not to detail to you the specifics, because you've heard me on several times before, but I've come tonight to share with you the overall picture, the overall vision that we have for the 2nd District and that we have for this territory at large. But let me thank my very wonderful and beautiful wife. She's the baddest thing on the planet. And I thank God for her, and I thank God for our son, Dylan. And I thank God for each of you who are here and listening on to the sound of my voice, that you have realized that there is a need for change, and that the Bible is right. And if the Bible is right until we get right, everything else will be wrong. We cannot just simply fix the things on the outside. It is not good enough for us to wear a beautiful suit and a nice white shirt, because if we look good on the outside, but our hearts are not clear, we will take these same hearts into the house of assembly. And if we're not careful, we will become the very demons that we fight against outside the house of assembly. And that's what I want to warn us tonight. And that's why I want to challenge all of our colleagues that we get ourselves together if we are going to represent the people of this territory. It's important that all of us make a daily disciplined attempt to get ourselves together. I know this doesn't always make for good political speak, but my role in this upcoming government, and by the way, what you're looking at here tonight is a perfect picture of what your next government will look like on November 8th. So put your hands together for the next government of this territory. The 2nd District. And help me give a shout out to the good people in Just Van Dyke by putting your hands together and making some noise for Just Van Dyke. My goal in the 2nd District is simply to lift the quality of life for every family. My goal in the 2nd District is to lift, is to better the quality of life for every family in the 2nd District. I want to stand here to you before you tonight and declare that Claude Cline representation will not just be 1 or 2 families. It will not just be a Cline family or a Skelton family, but every family in the 2nd District will receive proper representation. This is not an occasion just for us to look out for a selected few. God has sent us in this time and in this season to be a voice for the voiceless and to represent those who are last and least and locked out and have been left behind. That's why I'm running for the 2nd House of Assembly. I am not running against anybody. I am running for a better future for these British Virgin Islands. I am running to fight for each and every one of you that reside in this 2nd District. I am running because I believe that our best and our brightest days are still ahead of us. That's why I'm running. I'm running because I believe you deserve better. I'm running because I believe you should expect better. And I plan to deliver beyond your expectation in this 2nd District. I am running to lift the quality of life for each citizen in the 2nd District. I am running for this district because I am determined as my 2nd goal to generate new revenue streams in our 2nd District. I don't know about you, but as I have gone from house to house, people are feeling it in their pocketbooks. Peter Tosh has a song says a poor man feels it. And I am listening and hearing and observing how our people are hurting. And I don't understand how we can have leadership where they do not look out for you, they do not seek what your needs are, but yet they collect their check every 2 weeks. Yet they are full and pensionable, but they stay on the outside of you. But I want you to know that you have a man tonight who understands and feels your pain, I want you to know tonight that you have a new NDP who understands and feels your pain. And we will fight on your behalf in every chamber, in every wall, at every table of decision. We will be fighting on behalf of the least, the last, and the locked out. Our territory is in need of visionary leadership. Are you all hearing me tonight? Our territory is in need of visionary leadership. I am running because I have a vision for this second district. I immediately, we will commence to fixing the road on Just Van Dyke that goes to the east end. That's the simple things that should have been done that have not been done, but we're going to do those things. We're going to see to it that the proposed multi-purpose center on Just Van Dyke be reconfigured to accommodate the primary school so our children can move out of the dump that they live in, what Foxy calls a bird coop, and put them in a proper facility that's conducive for teaching and learning. Immediately, we shall purchase a generator for the police station and immigration office on Just Van Dyke and begin the repairs on that building so officers can do the work that they have been assigned to do without being stuck in the dark with the frequent blackouts on Just Van Dyke. That's the simple things that we're going to do. We will come to Ballast Bay and we will remove the culverts out of the gut, expand a bridge across the gut, and let the gut be the gut, and avoid the flooding on the Stouts and the Dawsons and Gwendolyn and the rest of them. We will repair the roads all the way down to King Garden Bay. We will create the incubator so the Colwoods can restore the rum distillery and make it a tourist attraction and lift their products so that we can serve one of our precious jewels in this territory. We need to preserve that legacy for the Colwoods that they have left for their children. We will complete the work here on the cemetery and make it a sacred place where we bury our dead and not allow people to trample upon it by throwing stuff over the wall. That's what we will do. They're just the simple things. We will come across King Garden Bay. As you notice, as you drove tonight, the roads are getting narrower and more narrow and more narrow. We will fix the roads. We will repair the roads. We'll repair the bridge over Ross on both ends in Arundel and Ross where the roads are being undermined. That's what we will do. And I want to get through this because these are things that it does not take a visionary to do. So that's why I'm moving through them quickly. It does not require a visionary to do it. It just requires somebody who cares enough for you to go into the table of decision and the house of assembly and fight on your behalf. We must create all up Ross Hill, going up the hill, Soldier Hills, Mayaba, down on into Bruce Bay. The Bull Wash. Thank you, Jenny. I hear you. Down in Bruce Bay, which has been neglected. It's neglected so bad until it doesn't even make any sense. but we will sit with the newly development Bruce Bay Association. We will immediately sit with you and come up with the development plan for Bruce Bay, and I will come back to our government and lay it on the table and command and demand that they begin work in the area that's been left behind for the longest. On up through Harrigan, the young men been simply asking, they haven't even asked for much. Just give us a little basketball court where we can play basketball. Come to find out, the money was set aside for the basketball court. But the member of the 2nd District, because he was such an advocate for his district in the 6th, he found a way to get the money out of the 2nd District and put it in the 6th District. I want you to know that Claude Cline will not tolerate anyone stealing from the pot of the 2nd District. Now don't misunderstand me. Don't misunderstand me, because I know we are good at misunderstanding each other. I'm not saying the minister of the 6th District stole it. I'm saying because he knew how to go about getting more money for his district. And yet they have the nerve to come back to us and ask us to put back in the same government with the same configuration. I can't cuss because I'm a preacher, but I can say H-E double hockey stick. No, we got to find a different way. We will get you that basketball court, and we will put it on the grounds of Enos Adams School that allow the kids at the school to have a chance, a recreation place to play, and then in the evenings, the rest of us can come and take advantage of the court. Right here, behind of us, Ivan Dawson School, which was King Garden Bay Primary School when I attended. My neighbor's string is buried under the mango tree right in front of what we call the family house now. And by the way, what you see now as the family house ain't the same family house I grew up in. It didn't look nothing like that. I grew up sleeping in a bed with 4 people, one of which was John Ivan Cline. I grew up peeing my bed, and he was mad every other night that he had to roll over in the pee. I grew up going to the well and pumping water. I grew up bathing in the gut in King Garden Bay gut when it came down. I grew up picking wood so my grandmother Muddy can heat the outdoor oven. We didn't have no indoor oven. We used coal pots to cook on. We picked the wood. She baked the pudding, the bread, the tarts. I grew up digging a potato out of the ground and helping to plant the garden that was up and behind of our house. I grew up feeding hogs slop. I grew up shifting goats. I grew up killing chickens, which John Ivan Cline chopped me right here with a cutlass one time as I was standing behind of him, and he raised the cutlass back and it hit me right between my eyes. But because God had purpose for my life, because I was marked with destiny, he protected me even in the midst of all that. I grew up running through the mangroves with no pants on and sometimes no brief on. Me and Al Henley and Glenn Henley and Alan Bryden and Ellis Colwood used to run together through the great trees, through the mangroves, no shoes on. So when you look at me now, I might look good on the outside, but don't think for a minute that I don't know where I came from. I might talk with an American accent, but you got to know, boss, I know where I come from. Always have no money. As a matter of fact, I'm broke again right now. But I'm telling you, just like you, there is a better day. There is a brighter day. There is a richer day. So you're sitting on there talking stupidness. Talking stupidness about me. You might look at me on the outside and think you know me. But boss, you don't know the God on the inside of me. And greater is he that's on the inside of me than is on the outside. And no weapon formed against us shall prosper. I will look unto the hills from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord. That's what I bring to the new NDP. People ask me, Claude, you know politics is corrupt. Politics don't have to be corrupt. People are corrupt. That's why I believe there should be limits on legislative power. I do not believe that you should serve more than 12 consecutive years in any district, in any territory. Because it becomes corrupted with the best of us. We have to guard against every day the evil of the wicked one. That's why I believe, talking about vision, and how I know every family will participate. It is my responsibility as the representative to go out, be the mouthpiece and the face that helps bring the bacon to the second district. But when the bacon comes to the second district, I want to formulate in my first month in office a business and trade association for all the businessmen and women in the second district. They will set their own policies. They will choose their own officers. They will set their own rules so that when I bring the bacon back, it is them and not me who is deciding how the bacon is shared among the people of the second district. I want to remove, or at least minimize, the corrupting forces from around the representative. Given to this one and given to this uncle and given to that brother. That's nonsense. One man should not get fat when everybody has a family. Everybody must have a right to the bacon that comes to the table. We grew up loving each other. We grew up caring for each other. We grew up sharing each other. Miss Auntie Ned used to live right below Muddy. We needed sugar. Go ask Auntie Ned, send you a cup of sugar. ask for a cup of flour. That's how we grew up. Go across the street to Miss Paula, ask her for a cup of sugar. That's how we grew up. But somehow we got older and we walked away from the values of our parents and our grandparents. And we have become greedy people. We have become very selfish people. And now God is looking at us. And he's given us another chance. He's given us one more opportunity. Not just to change the government, but to change the way we treat each other, to change the way we do business in our territory. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever we sow, that shall we reap. I grew up in this territory. I didn't know nothing about no old bear. Don't look at me funny. I'm about to talk about what I'm talking about. We weren't scared of no ghosts. How is it that we have come to this place in our territory that every 4 years, especially the witchcraft and the old spirits become more active? How is it that we've come to this? I want to stand here tonight as a man of God and tell this territory, if we don't change our ways, the hand of God is against us and he will judge us and judge us severely. But what's worse, church folk. That's why the world don't study us sometimes, because church folk are the ones who are dabbling in this darkness of deceit and deception. But do I have some Christian soldiers tonight? Do I have some warriors tonight that's about to declare in the atmosphere, the blood of Jesus is against you? Open your mouth for 20 seconds and declare it. Open your mouth and declare it. The blood prevails. I said the blood prevails. If my people, what you call by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven. Only then will I hear from heaven. Forgive our sins and heal our territory. Right behind here, the school. Right behind the school, a sewage system. A good idea. The right thing to do 13 years ago for the district. But it's in the wrong place. And it's the wrong system according to the records of conservation and fishery. That was their advice 13 years ago. That Sewage system runs 600 feet out on our coral reef. That's 95% dead today, according to the last consultation from the Atkins group. Was it the right thing for the representative to do? Yes, we needed it. Yes, the second district needed it. But we should have followed the prescription. What is it about politicians when we think after we get elected that somehow God just downloads in our brain and we just become omniscient? We just know everything. I want to say to you tonight, woe is me if I do not do what I promise you. Woe is me if the only voice I listen to is my own voice. May the judgment of God be against me if I would take on that kind of arrogant and pompous posture. We have got to change where that sewer system is, or change where our school is. Our children were going home with rashes 2 years ago. It floods, it swims over, goes into the septic. They got to pump it out every time the hard rain falls and it floods. The kids come to school and they don't know if they're on the beach because there's so much sand in there, or are they at school? Our children deserve better than that. Your children deserve better than that. Claude Cline, as your next representative, will see to it that the children of the Ivan Dawson School has a better facility and a more conducive place for teaching and learning. We had the October rains, took the whole school out. And we ain't seen some of the people yet who's supposed to be representing us. But we did what we had to do to protect and preserve and prepare our children. You know, give Jack his jacket and Jill her shoes. The first few years were good. They were at their best. But like a horse who used to run good and win all the race, something along the way, the horse suffered a political injury. And no matter how much we wish, no matter how we long for those days, the truth of the matter is all of us know, anytime a horse gets injured, the best thing for you to do is to find another horse as soon as possible, because they will never be able to run again the way they used to run. And listen, we're not mad, we're not upset, we're not bashing. That has just been the political reality of our representation. So it's high time. I said it's high time. It's high time. And November 4th and November 7th is that high time for you to jump off the jockey, that the horse that you used to ride, and jump on Claude's. Watch this. Janet Jackson used to have a song. Janet Jackson used to have a song. What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah. Just to dinner almost every night. It's just not about what you have done for me as an individual. Because you see, there are some individuals who are getting some stuff. So the me there is not the third person singular me. It's the community me. What have you done for us? I know you used to do stuff, but what have you done for us lately? The question is not only that, it's about what do you intend to do for us? Were we to put you back where you're asking to be put back? What can you do with us when you told us that, we didn't say it, you told us your hands were tied with the same group you have now, and here you come back with the same group and offering us the same thing? How you want us to accept the same thing? I want to make the second district a model community and the envy of the entire territory. I want to make it the most beautiful place, not just where tourists visit, but where second district citizens sit and live and sleep in harmony and peace and tranquility. We asked this government for $175,000 to remediate the watershed, to keep all the dirt, the debris from going straight into the ocean. Just $175,000. And as we stand here tonight, we have not received $1.75. Yet, you're coming back to us, offering us the same old porridge. But let's not waste time with the past. Let's begin to think about tomorrow. Because on November 8th, whenever we sit and that government is formed, I want our next government to know the first thing I want out of them is this $175,000 to complete the work and stop the flooding and the deterioration of our beaches. First thing I want. I ain't waiting 100 days. I want it within the 100 days. Don't ask me where you're going to find it. Find it wherever you can find it. This is our jewel. Besides our people, this is our second best asset. This is what we sell to the world. This is what the 21 businesses in King Garden Bay, the 3 or 4 businesses in Brewers Bay, the 22 businesses in George Van Dyke, that's what they depend on to feed their families. I have a responsibility to protect and to preserve our bays and our coral reefs. I will immediately formulate the legislation that's been sitting in conservation and fishery that address not just the holding tank, but all of the penalties associated with it, putting the infrastructure in place for our pump out station, not just in the second district, but throughout our territory, so these boats can stop taking a dump in our water that our children have to swim in. Do you know that the fish we've been eating, I know you don't want me to say it because you think it's bad politics. But somebody got to tell us the truth and say it out loud about what we are doing to ourselves. Human waste is the nastiest thing on the planet. And we eating fish that eat raw human waste. Here we are trying to live healthy by doing fish, sometimes chicken, but we're eating our own mess. I want to ask you, do you want to change? No, y'all ain't hearing me. I said, do you want to change? Do you want to change? Well, come November 7th, you must make that act for the new National Democratic Party and make that change. I want to make a declaration tonight. Just as sure as I am a man of God, and just as sure as I am standing here tonight, power will change hands on November 7th. I said power will change hands on November 7th. But watch this. It's not just power that will change hands. Power and responsibility. When you all elect us, you should not go back home and leave us to ourselves. You have a major role to play in your democracy. You must hold Claude Cline accountable for what he says and what he does, because leadership matters and performance matters. Therefore, every 3 months, every quarter, we will have a second district meeting every 3 months, one on Tortola and one on Just Van Dyke. I will report to you every 3 months. Now, if you don't show up, that's on you. But I promise you, I'm going to be there. You can't leave politicians to themselves. They're going to run amok. You have to hold us, all of us, accountable. If somebody's a minister of finance or somebody's a minister of communication and works, and I need something done in the second district, and I go to them and they don't want to do it, they give me some crazy reasons, or I take my enlarged team, you think I'm supporting them because I ain't got nothing better to do? I'm supporting them because I'm going to need every last one of them to help fight the second district fight at the table of decision. You're going to have 5 representatives. And if one of them fall out of line regarding the second district, I'm going to tell you about it. You think I'm joking? Because I know he or she going to be looking for a vote in the next 4 years. And I want you to remember. Because you see, I don't want you to play with my life, and I ain't about to play with yours. I ain't about to duck and hide nowhere and enter or re-enter no marriage of convenience and make it inconvenient for you so that nothing is getting done. You must hold us accountable, and I will hold them accountable on your behalf. Now, I'm almost through. Jesus the Christ says, You know, some people don't like the way that I say things sometimes, and they think some people like when I talk loud and get rambunctious. Other people don't like it so much. And everybody got an opinion, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I've been pastoring for 15 years. I've been preaching since I was 3 years old. Before I was preaching to people, I was preaching to rocks. I used to get beat with a belt. So I used to take the belt that I get beat with, and I couldn't beat the people who beat me with the belt. So I used to go outside and preach to the rocks, and if they don't hear me, I used to beat the rocks with the belt. Some people say, Pastor Cline, we don't like how you say some things sometimes, even though you're right, you know. But you shouldn't say, I said, why? They said, because you're a pastor. And I had to remind them, Jesus the Christ is not just gentle Jesus, meek and mild. He is also the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. And every now and then, you can't just neigh like a lamb. You got to roar like a lion to let people know that you have had enough. That you are mad as H-E double hockey stick and you ain't taking it no more. Sometimes, and I want to say this in the company of friends to my colleagues. Sometimes, because of my relationship with Jesus the Christ, I will have to say some things to them that will not feel too good while it's being said. Because my affiliation is with the new NDP, but my allegiance is to himself. Now a word to all of my VIP supporters. I told you before that in the 2nd District, we do not have a party problem. We have a representation problem. Our representative, God bless him, he's wore the green tie, he's wore the red tie, he's wore no tie at all. So our problem, and listen, this is not against anybody. I want you to understand what we're up against. Because you see, the fight is not simply between the VIP and the NDP. That's the small fight. The big fight is for the future of the BVI. The big fight is about whether or not we're going to be the people that God has called us to be, or we're going to be something else. So I want to say to my VIP friends, I know some of you are not enthusiastic. You're not overwhelmed with the new NDP because you have a bad taste in your mouth from the other NDP. I understand. Please bear with me. But I want you to know what's different is that you ain't never had a Claude Cline before. What's different? The kind of visionary and pioneering leadership that I will bring to this table. Whether you vote for me or not, and I'm asking you to please do so, and I pray to God you do so. But know this, on November 7th, Claude Cline will be elected, and I will be your next representative, and I ask you to join the band now and not wait until tomorrow. Don't vote just because of some letters in the alphabet. Vote your future. Vote for your children. Vote for your grandchildren. And together, let us change the future. I want to generate new income. I got some fellas sitting over here in the park. I got fellows in Just Van Dyke. I got fellows up in Harrigan. Creating new revenue is creating opportunities for them to own, run, operate their own businesses. And we can do it in the second district. Because you know why we're so bad in the second district? Unlike Cooper Island, Necker Island, Peter Island, Virgin Gorda, Norman Island, unlike all those other tourist places, it's only in the second district where BV Islanders own all of the businesses in the district. That's why we are going to be even more so the envy of this territory. The money is on the water. These fellows out here and in Just Van Dyke and in Harrigan need to have their own business where they own their own water vehicles. Small boats, sporting boats, fishing boats, jet skis, kayak, parasailing. The only people that can take you on a tour is not just the other folk. Nobody knows these water like these guys sitting out here. They can sail better than some captains, and they don't even have a captain license yet. But that's why I'm here, because we want to get each of them certified in whatever their passion or their dream is, and help use that incubator to get them the business start that they need, provide for them the proper training so that they can make money and provide for their own families. Don't get tired yet. I said don't get tired yet. If you ain't been tired for the last 4 years, don't you get tired yet. Come on, put some hands together. Put some hands together. We're marching all the way. I got more, but let me close. Let me close. Listen, the small stuff, we're going to fix all this stuff. How are we going to do it? We're going to reallocate our fund and reorder our priorities. There's not been a lack of resources in our territory. There's been a lack of proper priorities. Don't let nobody fool you. Now, the third reason why I'm running. I am running to first represent BV Islanders. A BV Islander, whether you're born here, naturalized, belongers card, been here more than 20 years, ain't got your certification yet, whatever category you're in, I deem you to belong to these Virgin Islands. You send me to represent you first. This government must look out for the interests of BV Islanders first. When we make decisions, there must be decisions that give BV Islanders the advantage. That's a good place to put your hands together. Listen, we are a shrinking minority in our own country, which means that we have to do an even better job of protecting our own people. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That's why I will fight to lift the exclusive rights that people have to buy in products that comes into our territory. They are allowed to own and control the shipping. They are allowed to determine product variety. They are allowed to set the price. They are allowed to receive all the finances to help with marketing. I want you to know that when you elect Claude Cline and this new NDP team, we are going to the table to set the record straight and make the playing field level for everybody. Everybody. I don't want my corned beef to keep costing $4.59 when it should be $1.79. I want to keep more money in your pocket by taking one business's hand out of your pocket. The tourist board, and we will have a minister specifically for tourism. According to the World Trade Council of Tourism, 100 million people from Asia and South America will travel the globe between 2009 and 2013. We want more people to come to our territory because I have a second district that's the capital for tourism. I want all of these restaurants and these villas to be occupied 12 months out of the year and not just 6 or 5 months. So we're going to Asia and we're going to Brazil and we're going to South America. Guess why? You can't sell your product to people who can no longer afford it. America used to come at a tune of 70%, but people who can't pay their mortgage can't take a vacation. So we have to keep selling what we have, but now we got to find the new customers to sell it to. That's what Claude Cline will fight for, and we will increase cruise tourism in our territory. That's what Claude Cline will offer you in this upcoming election. And finally, talking about protecting, I said finally 3 times, I'm counting. Protecting Beaver Islanders. This Virgin Islands party government have taken telecommunications, the cable TV, that was never really ours, but we got hooked wink on it, and now our water. They have taken it and put it in the hands of foreign companies at our expense. Look at me, I'm almost done. The VIP party government that we know today is not the one we know of yesteryears. They have broken, they've not kept faith with their own members. On the 2007, on the front cover of their manifesto, it says, protecting our future. On the cover. That's what it says. And the decisions, the policies. I have nothing personally against these men and women. I have something against their policies and how they have executed their decision. Because now the VIP party government that we know has now come to be the symbol that represents the disenfranchisement of BV Islanders. So tonight, as I finally close, in the words of my grandmother Muddy. And maybe, I'm sure even some of your grandmothers and fathers. They used to sing a song from the old hymn book that says, I've seen the lightning flashing, and I've heard the thunder roll. I've felt sin's breakers dashing, trying to conquer my soul. But I heard the voice of Jesus. I feel a little churchy in here. I said I heard the voice of Jesus telling us still to fight on, because he promised never to leave us. No, never alone. Well, it's mighty dark in the BBI right now. It's mighty funny and strange in the BBI right now. So I want to lift back up those words in front of you and take you back to the old time way, where you too must learn to sing the song again. I've seen the lightning flashing. I've heard the thunder roll. I've felt sin's breakers dashing, trying to conquer my soul. But I heard the voice of Jesus telling us, fight on. Fight on for your children. Fight on for your second district. Fight on for your territory. Fight on for your future. Fight on for Ivan Dawson Primary School. Fight on for Enos Adams. Fight on for every school in this territory. And let's together march like a living army on to November 7th and turn this government over to the hands of people who cares about you. Are you ready? I said, are you ready? Stand to your feet and let's get ready. Put your hands together and say, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Keep on standing. We almost done. We ain't done yet. Almost done. That's it. Keep on standing. There are some people, I gotta talk to you. There's some people who still say, it sounds good, but I don't think nothing gonna change. There's some people who have become so doubtful and cynical. I want you to know I understand. There's some people who look in the mirror every morning and says we can't, and says I can't. But allow me tonight, in the words of Barack Obama, Jenny, and declare, yes, we can. I said, yes, we can. Do you mind telling your neighbor, yes, we can? I know it's been hard, but yes, you can. I know it's been difficult, but yes, you can. I know you hear the same thing before, yes, but yes, we can. We can, and we will, in these next 4 years. So vote Claude Cline and the entire new National Democratic Party. Good night, God bless you. I will come back at the end as we bring Mark back up.